Hey, what's up, everybody? Today, I want to talk about the 4 building blocks to achieve any goal that you want. If you do these 4 things, you can really achieve anything you want to, any goal that you want to, if you just do these 4 things and stick with them. And really quick, the 4 things are setting a goal, creating a habit, defining a trigger for the habit, and then giving yourself a reward. If you do those 4 things, you will literally achieve anything that you want if you set down and do a simple goal and do that and set it up. I'm going to run through those 4 things for you and how to actually achieve anything that you want to in this episode here. So, what we're going to do is we're going to define a goal. Now, when you define a goal, you need to make sure it is a SMART goal. What that means is it is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and timely for you. So for somebody, eating a cup of broccoli a day may be very, very difficult. For someone else, eating 1 piece of broccoli may be very difficult. So that's why I say it needs to be specifically for you. It doesn't matter. Don't worry about what someone else says. Don't worry about someone else's opinions and all that other garbage. Think about what's good for you and what's going to be set and make you the most successful. So, for an example, the example I'm going to use is I want to read the whole entire New Testament of the Bible in 1 year, which is very doable. There's plenty of time to do that. So, what I did is I wrote that down. So, first thing you got to do is choose your goal, define it, and write it down. You must write it down on paper. You must get it out of your brain, baby. You must project it into the atmosphere and put it on paper so it's defined and set. Number 2, what we need to do is we need to create a habit that we're going to do or an action every single day to make yourself get to that goal. So, for example, what happens is someone says, for example, I want to read the whole New Testament of the Bible, or I want to read this giant book or a book. And they say, well, I'm going to read like 50 pages a day for 30 days and I'm going to knock it out. Doable, but we usually want the least path of resistance that we can get, and making something manageable that we can do every single day and making us actually be able to complete that and having success on that will also build your confidence muscle. But it would allow you to actually achieve and knock out bigger things consistently over and over again instead of trying to cram it all in. So, for an example, I'm choosing to do 1 chapter a day of the New Testament in the Bible. That's very manageable, very doable. It's going to give me that time to connect with God and get more knowledge on the Bible, but I'm going to do it at a very manageable pace of literally 5 to 10 minutes a day. It's probably usually what it usually takes me to read a chapter and write some notes on it. So I'm going to define my goal, number 1. Number 2, I'm going to create a habit that I'm going to do every single day to achieve that goal, baby. So every day I'm going to do 1 chapter of the Bible. Number 3, I need to define a trigger to achieve that goal. Now, for an example, a trigger or a ritual is going to trigger or create an action of me to do something. So what I do is I'm going to wake up every single morning. I hit that little blue glowing light button of majestic caffeine ingestion into my body, my Keurig. I hit that blue button to make my coffee. I sit down and I read my 1 chapter of the Bible. So that's a way you can give yourself a trigger to execute something else. For example, a workout one is if you want to get stronger or if you want to lose weight. Obviously, one easy way you can do that is I'm going to work out every single day for 100 days straight, or whatever your goal is. And so if you're working out every single day, right, I'm going to put my clothes out the night before. I'm going to get my shoes ready. And I'm going to, as soon as I wake up in the morning, I'm going to put these clothes on. That's my trigger to go jump in my car and go to the gym or go for a run, whatever your exercising is for that day. So you define that habit, baby. I'm going to define the goal, create that habit to get to the goal. And then number 3, give yourself a trigger to execute that habit on a daily basis every single day. Now, number 4, we are created to want rewards and want something, and our brains like that dopamine hit. And so it's very, very important to give yourself that as you go through this goal. So number 4, define a specific reward that you're going to give yourself. It could be, I'm going to get to go do this, go to this event, go on this little mini vacation, get this amount of money, go buy something I want to get. One other little trick that I learned as well, too, that works really well. I use this for sales calls. Usually they call I'll share 2 different stories, the paperclip story and the dollar bill story. So One thing you can do is every single day when you achieve that, you can have a jar and you can put a dollar bill in that jar. And at the end of, if it takes you 100 days to achieve that goal, then you have $100 to take that and go splurge on whatever you want, some sort of luxurious thing. You got to now have $100 of your Starbucks coffee, baby. If you like Starbucks, you can use towards that. The other thing I did was, for example, I did this for sales calls for the gym. I would dump 100 paper clips out on my desk and I would make 100 sales calls or, asking people, hey, do you want to come in for a gym tour kind of thing? And then every time I do that, I would put a paperclip back into the paperclip box or into the jar. And that kind of creates that visual instant dopamine hit that our brains require. But it's also very, very important that you have that end goal that you're going to set and you're going to achieve, that after I do this, I'm going to get this. And then you actually do it and you get that, baby. You get that reward. And the last thing as well, too, with that is if you want to make it even amplified, give yourself some pain compliance. So if you don't achieve that goal or that thing within your time frame that you set, I'm going to then give this money or whatever to something I don't like. It could be to your friend or whatever. Like, I'm going to give my friend this $100 or pay for my friend to take that mini vacation or get that if I don't achieve it. And that will definitely create some urgency and some pain compliance into actually wanting to achieve that item that you chose. So last thing I want to share with you is when you feel like life's getting daunting, your tasks are getting hard, you're 50 days into your goal, you're kind of struggling, maybe you're getting tired, maybe you don't think anything's changing, you're not losing weight, physically it doesn't look like it doesn't feel like you're getting stronger, you're just struggling. Think about this, right? Ice is made at 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So water doesn't freeze until it gets to 32 degrees Fahrenheit flat. When it gets to 32 degrees Fahrenheit, right, it freezes and creates ice. If it's 32.1 degrees, water will not freeze into ice. You never know when you're 0.1 degree away from becoming an ice cube or freezing, baby. So remember, all those small little things are creating that compound effect, the compound return. And one day you could be just 0.1 degree away from turning into ice or for that water freezing. And as long as you keep doing what you need to do every single day to be successful, at the end, that 1 degree, those little things will add up and it will freeze and it'll happen and you will be successful. Besides that, never stop starting. Always start again, never stop starting and get after it. And if you believe it, you can achieve it. And share this with somebody or tag somebody if you think it was helpful. And hope to see you soon. Don't forget to subscribe and like and all that good stuff.